good evening, and thank you for joining us for Childhood Rewind. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Season 4. And tonight we're going to go through, Tale of the Water Demons and Tale of the Long Ago Locket. Now, for some reason, the audio is not playing, regardless of how I try to do it through this platform. So, thank God I have additional devices. So, hold on. Wait a minute. Let me take my pen off the top.
Yeah, you might want to do that.
Let me turn the volume up.
Please.
Whoops.
Don't drop anything.
No promises. Wait a minute. First of all, let's put some do not disturb on so all of the notifications don't pop up. So, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me line this up properly. Okay. Here we go.
The Tale of the Water Demons.
Please, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. There we go. Perfect.
I have delivery from my dad's store. The coffee?
Oh, you brought. I must look like an old fool.
You? We put the coffee in the pantry, like the note said.
Thank you. And please, you must excuse my sorry behavior. I'm a little edgy.
Yeah, it looks like you could use a little sleep.
Oh, no. I couldn't possibly. I don't think I've had more than a cat nap for the last 3 years.
So, you collect stuff from sunken ships, huh?
Guilty, but I don't any longer.
What kind of stuff?
Oh, watches, jewelry, whatever I can find of value.
Cool.
Cool? Do you think it's cool to slide a ring from a bony finger or steal a necklace from around a rotted skull?
Yeah?
Well, it isn't. That's why I can't sleep nights. I've been cursed for what I've done. Cursed by the sea. The moment I fall asleep, I'm visited by water demons.
By what?
Spirits of those who died at sea. Angry spirits who come back looking for what I've taken from them. They want to drag me back to their watery grave as payment for taking their valuables. They're not at rest, so they don't let me rest.
Oh, poor you.
Imagine if Black and Indigenous people did that.
When they come.
I think we better get going.
We respect the dead.
Yeah, good luck with those.
No, I'm saying,
water
if
things.
we came back to haunt the people who stole the stuff from us.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they do.
No white person would have any sleep.
I would say not. Fall asleep. Yes. Yes.
Sleep.
What?
Sean?
I don't know why you went looking for him.
I know you don't like this part of the show.
What do you mean you don't like this part of the show?
You know my dog don't like white people.
Oh, he doesn't, eh?
you should take this in case it's... Captain! Can you knock my glasses in the water? Can you be any more of an idiot?
I'm gonna say no.
Let's get out of here. He'll be okay. We can't just leave him here. The water... Captain! Captain, wake up! You gotta stay up, Captain. There's a lost base! Now leave us alone!
But is it the last piece?
Captain, please! Gotta find my glasses. Let him go! He didn't do anything! What do you want? Why'd you leave us alone?
Baby, I'm a gangster too. I'm sorry.
I was wrong! And the captain was wrong! We're sorry!
Are you sorry? Are you sure?
You okay? I thought you were done! Yeah! Yeah!
What hit me?
That's not important. How's your head?
Lumpy. What happened?
Baby, I'm a gangster too, and it takes two to tango.
Demons are at rest.
Thank you, boys. Finally, I can sleep with a clear conscience.
I'll see as it's your conscience that was actually causing you the problem, but you know. Just saying, just throwing it out there.
Here's the
Not
thing.
trying to throw shade.
Here's the thing. As many racist white people that are out there believing that we black people, indigenous people, et cetera, want revenge, baby. If we wanted revenge, our
Y'all be
ancestors
dead.
like they had him. Y'all would have been so sleep deprived. Y'all would have died eons ago. And yes, you're right. It was his conscience that was keeping him up, and that makes me wonder. That makes me wonder why so many generations of white people don't have a conscience, because they've been able to sleep like babies. Well, I'm not going to say like babies, because babies get up every 2 hours. He was sleeping like a baby, completely disturbed throughout the entire night. So I don't understand how they're able to sleep like coma patients every night. That means that they're devoid. But let's get into this. Let's get into this episode.
Wait, we did do. Oh, so we're not going to discuss this episode, or was that the whole discussion for this episode?
No, I said let's get into this episode.
Oh, okay. Whew, that's what sounds like that. Did we discuss everything already? That was quick.
No,
I'm just saying, girl. I got a little score. But yeah. My whole thing is I know these are supposed to be scary stories. I get it. Fully understand here. But I'm just like, I'm tired of seeing one cousin be the good cousin and one cousin be the bad cousin.
and it's
Can't
always
they both be good cousins?
But the good cousin is always the one in glasses. Y'all need to quit acting like those of us that are visually impaired are just inherently good. No, no. Because
I'm
there's
just
some
saying.
diabolical motherfuckers out here that can't see past their nose. Quit, quit playing with us.
So, and then, then he makes the grave mistake of actually taking something that he shouldn't have taken in the first place. And then he gets cursed. And I'm just like, well, you took it. You decided to be messy. There you go. There's the consequences for that. Stop acting like, okay, perfect example. Now, one of my mutuals on TikTok, she's a bit hearing impaired. Her name is, and I think her name is It's Ann on TikTok. You can go follow her. She makes great content. And she was just addressing someone who was using ASL, American Sign Language, and just not doing a good job. She wasn't trying to be mean. She was just like, hey, this is not what you're doing, is not the actual sign for this. You might just want to clean that up. Just clean it up, babe. We're not trying to come for your neck. We're glad that you want to learn. It's great. That's a great thing. To know how to be able to communicate with someone who can't hear is excellent. I encourage everyone. I should probably start learning back how to sign as well, because they gave us a crash course. It wasn't that great in my school. I was in Catholic school. They didn't give us a whole crash course. They gave us a minor one. And so I know some of the letters, not all of them. I'm rusty on top of that. But she was just like, hey, I'm not trying to attack you. I'm just trying to help you be better at learning our culture. You know what? Shut up. Shut up. You know what? Don't give me that. Don't give me that, ma'am. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, bye. Anyway, you can talk now, ma'am. Just being so messy. Just always got to show up everybody. Shenanigans.
Welcome to Conversations with Taz. And tonight is the episode of We Gonna Act Like We Just Met Taz Tonight.
So wait, what does geeky mean, D-Mac? I swear to God.
Oh, what you were saying before when you first started
Oh, well, yeah.
talking
Anyway,
about but okay, I got some questions. So I know that they're supposed to be teenagers, but they didn't look like teenagers. But I understand that when I was a teenager, I didn't look like a teenager. But my
I
thing
would
is,
I would say they were at least maybe 16, maybe 18 there.
I get that. Like I said, I will give them because I didn't look like a teenager when I was a teenager. So even when I got my first job, people were looking at me like, are you supposed to be working here?" Um, but why were they able to make night deliveries and nobody questioned that they had a night delivery before they got home?
Girl, I don't know.
Um,
Mm.
now my second question was answered throughout the episode. So let me cross that out.
Wait, what was the second question?
Why was the old man so manic? Because it had been so many years since I saw the episode, but it was explained throughout the episode why he was manic, um, and why he was hiding in the walls. But the cousin didn't know anybody in the city. Where was he walking to, and why would he go to the creepiest place in the town? And he went from "Ooh, I'm cold" to he found the hammock to he like, "Yeah, I'm good." Like, did you get insta heat? Did you
Maybe,
get did the hammock
maybe,
insta heat? Like, soon as you lay down, it's like a heated weighted blanket. Like what?
maybe it did. We don't know. They
And then
crazy out here in these streets.
when it, because I noticed it was only white folks that was coming up out of that water. So when ancestors attack, baby, your ancestors are white. They're more than likely cannibals. You can't escape that. This is why the old man didn't want to sleep. He knew what he did because in a clip I couldn't put part of that clip in there where he was like, "Oh, you think it's cool to take a ring off of a cold dead finger. And that's what people forget when they talk about archaeologists. And oh, this is a great discovery for a museum. Tell me why we don't have the bodies of Irish or Englishmen in museums. Why don't we have jewelry that was buried with the royalty of white folks around the globe in museums? It's okay to take things off of black and brown bodies, but not white. So don't tell me it's history. Don't tell me it's research because y'all not going and grave robbing white folks because you call it grave robbing then. When it comes to us, it's archaeology. And the thing about it is, I don't think any of us realize how deep this episode went and the message that I don't even think the creators or the writers intended for us to get,
Most
that
likely no.
that displaced and disrespected ancestors will keep coming back until there's retribution. They just use white faces, knowing didn't nobody steal shit from white people because white people didn't have shit to steal. I said it. White people didn't have shit to steal. Shut the hell up.
Uh-oh.
If you touch my Kenneth Cole shoes, I'ma touch you to the pound. You about to go from being bougie to being Annie. Don't fuck with me. You about to have a reverse origin story. Think I'm playing. Think I'm playing. Uh-uh. You already had your Annie story. That shit about to be reversed. Fuck with my shoes. Your daddy better come and get you. Cause I'm about to open the front door and let nature take its course. Don't fuck with me. Who you talking to?
Mm-mm. Amen, amen, amen. Did you just slam the bag on the table?
No, it's his toy that sounds like a bag.
I'm about to say you just slammed the bag on the table and he ran for cover.
I mean, I ain't gonna hit him.
I just love that. I did that too to my dog when he was still here because he don't like bags. So I just slam a bag on the table and he'd be like, "Should I
Yeah.
run? Should I stay here? I don't know what I should do."
No, for him, like, you know the newsletters that'll come to your house. If I rolled that up and hit that on the tray that's on the ottoman, then he's
Mhm.
like, "Oh, she means business." But the one that I had fell apart. Oh, and why did the cousin decide to bop the captain on the back of the head? He already knew how to fix the problem. So it's like, you know what? This is the quintessential tale of racist white people. You see the solution right in front of you, but you will damage the solution. Just like this little boy gonna bop this dude in the head. Y'all could, you know these demons are now after you because you stole from this man who stole from a ship that he shouldn't have stole from, and that's what he did. It was theft. Y'all don't discover shit, you steal it. Let's call a spade a spade. And then
True.
this man is in and out of consciousness. Baby, that's attempted murder.
Yeah,
And there
well,
was no need to do it. You already agreed. You're already loading up the boat. Why you gonna hit this man when you got three things left to put on the damn boat? This man didn't even say you had to get on the boat with him. He wasn't trying to kidnap you. He wasn't trying to touch you. You came to his house. You stole his stuff.
well, not his stuff, but you know what I mean.
What? Yeah, I know. But you stole from his house.
Yep. I just say this. It's just amazing to me how with these particular going back through these tales now as fully grown adults without the rose colored glasses of nostalgia on them. It's kind of hard to accept some of these concepts. Like this one, Taz and Gigi could tell you. I had to fast forward some parts because I was just like, hurry up. Get to getting. I'm tired. Let's go.
Especially the next episode that we're gonna go through.
I don't think we fast forward that one, but
yeah, we did because there was like 10 minutes of unnecessary dialogue. Baby, 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 please, baby, baby, please, baby, 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 baby. No, ain't nobody doing that.
All right, well, let's go because I'm done with this other one.
All right, since we're done with that, let's run the commercial, come back and go to the second episode.
Already.
There we go. All right. And so YouTube and Paramount seem to hate me at this point.
Well, they seem to hate everyone. It's not just you.
Here we go.
Tale of the Long Ago Locket. He was a smart guy who pretty much had it all together, except for when it came to April. It's not easy knowing someone like that, especially if you're not sure they feel the same way.
I mean, I'll admit that, but I'm like, come on, sir.
He went overboard with this shit.
And where's Geeky at in these comment sections?
I think he's still at work.
Oh.
Think I don't see you in there?
Harrisville, do you know the way? Harrisville, the way. They're approaching from the west. Come with me. They'll hang you if they catch you. What? Whoa!
Oh, yeah. Found it in the park, did you? How'd you know
No,
that?
I found it up my grandmother's behind.
Where? Over 200 years ago. The line between the Minutemen and the British ran right through the park. But this is very unusual.
You
Well,
don't say.
the people bring in are old and rusted and decayed. This looks new. If I didn't know better, I'd say a Minuteman had worn this very day.
What? Oh my god, I'm
Okay,
so
y'all
surprised.
know what y'all did.
It's not my fault. You got shanked into an infinite time loop.
Blame your
Come on, this
ancestors.
is funny, guys.
Our ancestors bring us wisdom. Y'all ancestors bring y'all karma. We ain't the same.
All
Learn
right,
from
you
it.
got me. Now let's all just go home and
There's a
laugh.
reason for the season. That's why y'all don't like seasoning. Y'all get enough in your karma.
Actually, refilled.
One tragic case that has become a legend is the story of a certain militiaman, Lieutenant William. During the Battle of Harrisville Township, September 17th, 1780, he was captured by British troops and hung as a spy from a large willow tree. He's apparently trying to get to Harrisville to profess his love to a young lady. The willow tree known as Hangman's Tree still stands in the park today.
In the name of His Majesty George III, King of England in all its domains, and in accordance with the Act regulating treasonous acts of 1777, I hereby commit the rebel Lieutenant William to hang by the neck until
Y'all love lynching people.
We learn from the best.
Where's your picnic food? Because we know a picnic is going to accompany this. Where your photographers for your postcards?
Christmas cards and everything.
treachery of these barbarians.
How'd they know how to? Never mind.
A spy!
Not everybody's a spy.
Oh, oh. There's a brook in the woods. Follow it till it crosses an old fence. Then follow the fence, take it right to the edge of Harrisville. It's a secret route I used as a kid. You have to get to town. I'll draw him off. Go.
You can do all this, but you can't
Thank you, my
talk to the
friend.
girl that you got a
Don't
crush
make no
on.
mistake.
Men,
Go.
straight men.
Go. Go.
We'll talk. We'll talk. We'll talk.
How did that happen?
Because you made it. Got promoted to captain. You survived.
So we can leave off that. So we have four things to discuss with this episode, and we're gonna try and break them down as equally as we can. So, thing number one, as quiet as it's kept here, people, because your history books lie to you. And yes, I just put lip gloss on so because my lips are chapped. So don't come for me looking like saying I look like I ate piece chicken. I didn't. Um, the reason why 1776 happened is because one, England was not going to pay for the Spanish French War that happened. They weren't going to do that. Sorry, we're not doing that. Two, they did not want the 13 colonies to expand westward into indigenous territories. They were against that. Not going to happen. We're not doing that. These are the colonies we got. These are the colonies we're going to keep. That's it. We cutting them off at the hinge. Third, they actually kept their promise to, I mean, to an extent. We're not going to say they fully kept the promise, because white folks don't keep a promise as far as they can throw them. But the blacks who did manage to break away and fight for the British, they did free them, but they were probably rearrested and enslaved again. So because America won that war. But yeah, so that's the first thing. So let's get that out of the gate.
Do we
So
want the actual history about this before we go forward?
oh well, I mean, if my small little preference there to set up this mess didn't help, sure.
Y'all do know the best of the best does not leave their country. So who flees their country to change their own narrative is the worst of the worst.
Well,
The
as
laziest of the
always.
laziest. And we know that it was the laziest of the lazy because it bred chattel slavery. How about that? Um,
I just did a bottle flip.
and that's why white people in the United States, because I'm gonna stop saying America. America is two continents, north and south, and both of the continents do not share the same ideologies, and even portions of the same continent do not share the same ideologies. I explained this before, but I feel like I need to again. So that's why I'm gonna say within the United States, this is why white people, especially racist white people, fight so hard to act as if they are superior because they know that their ancestors were subpar when they came here. They know that their ancestors wanted things that they deprived people up until this day from having. They want it for themselves, but not for anybody else. How embarrassing. Um, and on top of that, going with this particular story, what they left out is who alerted the Minutemen, how the Minutemen learned to alert themselves. They used slave tactics when slaves would alert each other. When recently freedmen, that's what they called recently freed slaves, the freedmen, had different cues to alert them regarding the KKK. And as always, white people stole from that and acted as if they were oppressed. If you think this oppression Olympics is new, baby, it's not.
Shoot, since we're
But
there,
with your
since we're there, let's also really honestly take a look at the whole Boston Tea Party. And Boston people, do not get mad because they didn't tell you the truth.
oh, they knew
Okay?
the truth. They knew the truth. Look up Mark Wahlberg and the Wahlberg brothers. They knew the truth. They pretend like they don't know the truth so that they can cover their racism and their racist terroristic acts against black and brown people.
Wait, are you talking about the Wahlbergs or just Boston in general?
Boston in general, but I'm just using the Wahlbergs as an example because Mark Wahlberg to this day keeps trying to get his record expunged. And you know what? All praises to that judge. Y'all Google this trial and do what I do because every month I send this judge edible arrangements.
And I'm not saying okay. See, and okay, we're not going to discuss that. We'll discuss that at another time. We'll get into it. We'll fully
All
break.
I'm saying is that people in Boston know their
I'm
actual history.
I'm
They
just saying.
pretend like
I'm
they
just saying. Y'all sit. They sit here and not realize that y'all sat here cosplayed as Indian, as indigenous people. Sorry. Bite my tongue. Sorry, as indigenous people, to say that they threw the tea overboard, and the British was like, see, we actually have somebody who's talking to them, and they have claimed that they did not do this. So why y'all lying?
But on top of this, here's the thing. This is why white people have such a big problem, especially with, I'm not excluding anybody else, but I'm saying historically, especially with black and indigenous people, because we will go out and do something in protest and we don't hide that we did it. We don't cosplay as white people. We don't cosplay as any other marginalized community. We're like, no, we want justice for ourselves. White people always cosplay as somebody else. They always infiltrate somebody else's movement just to do fuck shit. That is not going to change anything. They knew that the Boston Tea Party wasn't going to change anything because they knew that the UK didn't give a fuck about a marginalized community. They just wanted that marginalized community demonized so that on United States soil, they could further stomp on their neck. That's it. And if y'all don't see that, you're part of the problem.
So the second thing we're gonna get into is that with this particular episode, I like the protagonist for a change. For a change. The only problem with it is I'm just like, sir, I understand that you're innocent and you're awkward around this girl, that you liked her. And it's fine. And I'll give you a tidbit. When a guy really likes you and they're tripping over their words whenever they speak to you, trust me, they are into you. They're into you. Let's be real. If a guy cannot form a declarative sentence around you at all, when he's sitting there just like, well, you see, we're into you. You ain't gotta even ask that. If we're not forming a declarative sentence, like I can't sit there and be completely assertive and not look like I'm overbearing with you, but still trying to still having a conversation. If we're that awkward, we are really into you. So I get it, but I'm just like, sir, sir, she likes you. And that was evident when you were asking her to go to the skating rink. And then your friend, I'm guessing y'all are mutual friends between each other, whatever. I don't care.
They're frenemies. It's obvious that they are frenemies because he
Whatever.
knew that his friend was digging on that girl and he kept asking that girl out for several dates, throwing shade and everything else. That's a frenemy.
Anyway, frenemies or not. She literally was just like, well, me and what's the name were planning to go to the rink to go skating. And then he backs out. I'm like, no,
Right? Like you have
no.
the perfect end. She's choosing you over the next person, and you are putting her. And my thing is, can we commend this girl's resilience? Because as much as he keeps rejecting her, whether he's conscious of his rejection or not,
Hmm.
she still held on. And I
She
wish I would
she
have.
was fighting. She was fighting for her life in them comment sections. She was
I
fighting.
wish I would have had enough time through the time constraints to show that at the end she said, I care about you. I've been caring about you.
I'm like, dude, hello.
Because she kept saying, I'll come with you. I'll come with no, 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 no. Men, let me explain something. After so many times you tell us women when we're trying to have your back, when we're trying to show you that we're here for you and you deny us, stop saying it, especially when it comes to black women or brown women, that we're coming to take everything from you. First of all, you motherfuckers to say this shit don't have nothing to be taken. But second of all, when we're saying we have your back, we are putting everything on the line. What the hell can we take from you when we're putting everything in our life on the line to support and or protect you? Make it make sense.
The third thing we're going to discuss is I'm honestly thinking this was an ancestor. This is an ancestor. This had to be. There's no other way. Because I'm just like, sir, both of you have women problems? Both of you have problems expressing yourselves to women? I nope, nope. I'm fully believing in this head canon that this dude was his ancestor, and that's why the connection was so strong that he got pulled into the shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the names changed a couple of times throughout the centuries. Maybe the name changed. I don't know. But I'm just like, dude, both of you had an issue with saying to the girl that you liked her.
Now I'm going to admit I thought that there was going to be a change in the main character at the end because I'm like, okay, obviously that's your great whatever granddaddy. So he procreated with a different woman in order for you to exist. When he finally got to his true love and procreated properly, how you still looking the same?
Mm. Again, lines, generational lines, a lot of things may not end up the same. Just saying. We know this. We know this. Come on. And remember, time ripples versus a full-on time shift are two different things. I'm just saying. We
No,
learned this in No Way Home.
but we figured out that this person was obviously related to him. The phenotype connections, the societal connections. So that's why I say it. His great whatever granddaddy did marry someone because that's why he exists. But when he corrected the timeline, unless his granddaddy found a doppelganger of his one true love, his phenotype should have changed.
Mm, it's possible, but again, we don't know. We're going off of this in our head here. And then the fourth thing, the very last thing. I love Sam. I really do. I love her to pieces. That's my girl. And I like that they replaced Kristen with her because that was a good addition because she wasn't fully all the way Betty Ann and she wasn't fully all the way Kiki. She was literally smack dab in the middle. So she was a good buffer between the other two girls. Basically the Mary in this situation where you have the Jane and Elizabeth on one end and you got Kitty and oh god, what is her name? And Lydia on the other. She's the buffer between the two. So I just found it, I just like, Sam, you need to switch up your stories because they always seem to center around love. And I'm just like, I'm getting a bit nervous. I'm like, sweetness, I love you. Switch the narrative, please.
But I get why. I get why.
Why?
She's the girl that's always fawned upon. She's the girl that's looked at as a trophy. She's looked at as the girl that's always a prize. She's not looked at as a girl that you're supposed to fall in love with. Because think about it, even today, you have plenty of memes, plenty of social media posts where men choose the woman who society tells them is okay to choose, but it's not the woman that they're actually attracted to. It's the woman like Sam. that's educated and attractive, that's strong-willed, that they're really attracted to, because those are the same women that they will try to cheat with, but they can't cheat with those women because those women will detect the red flags and realize you got a whole wife and a family at home. That's why. Because girls like that, before they become women, a lot of people don't realize their their school experience, they don't get those high school love stories. They don't get that teenage love story. Get your ass down.
Uh-oh.
Sorry about that, y'all. But they don't get that.
Climbing.
They get to watch all of their friends have that. And they get to be just put on a pedestal. They get to
Or
just
the
be
best friend.
they get to be sexualized constantly.
Hmm.
That's why. That's why her stories are centered around that, because that's what she wants. She gets to hear her friends go, "Oh, this is the love of my life. Oh, this is," and we know puppy love, but you still want to experience it. You don't want to be set as, "Yeah, I think you sexy. I think you fine. I just want you on my arm so you can increase my cred at school." That's why.
I mean, but when you compare her to Kristen in seasons 1 and 2, they're not this. They would be put on the same ballpark though. But
Mm-mm.
Kristen's stories weren't mostly about love though.
Kristen isn't as forthright as Sam is.
Well, no.
Kristen still has that level of demure. The guys are like, "Ooh, okay, I like your strength. That's cute. I'm gonna date you." And they will still respect her. Sam is like, I'm my own woman. This is where I stand. And because of that, boys will be boys. And I don't care if a boy is 8 or 80, because there's a difference between a boy and a man. Age does not turn somebody into a man. Sorry,
Mm.
not sorry. So they are infantilizing, because look at the other member of the society who keeps trying to game Sam and feels that
Frank.
they should be one and the same. And that's not true. And that's what happens. But what are your final thoughts on the night?
Um, I have to say these 2 episodes. I like the second out of the two. I do. It's for this season. I would have to say it's one of the ones I like the most. I mean, I think there's one more on this season that I do like. I don't know if it's towards the if it's not on this last the last it's not the last episode on the first disc that we were watching last night. I think it's on the second, and I have to look at the episodes again. But it's one of the ones I like, and I do like. Well, one of the reasons I like it is because Will Friedle is in it, and he's a good actor.
He is. He is
Uh,
amazing.
and I was just like, I like the concept that he was able to help this man correct his mistake, and basically helping him get home like he should have gotten home. And I'm like, dude, wait, you've lived in this town and you don't know how to get there? Really? Come on. But no, I do like the second of that, and I think it speaks to a gratification of he needed that extra push to actually stop second guessing himself,
I agree.
because at the end of the day it could cost you something that you don't want it to cost you.
Yeah.
And you?
I'm gonna say this. I think that there were some underlying messages that even to this day people didn't get. I don't think that it was intentional between production, direction, and writing, but if there was ever a case for why CRT critical race theory should be taught in schools, it's these 2 episodes.
Hmm.
So with that being said, each one teach one, each one reach one. I will get back with you on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Don't forget, every Tuesday you get an audio podcast from me and you get conversations with Taz. Make sure you
Also, before we go, before you run that credit, if you have seen the first season of Bridgerton, we are doing a live viewing party on Zoom
yeah.
on Friday for the second season.
And I
I
ran that for half of the show underneath.
Yeah, so if you haven't watched the first season, go watch it. I recommend it. It's really good. It does slow down a bit, I think around episode 4 and 5, but it does pick back up on 6, 7, and 8.
And
So it's only 8 episodes. Is it?
on Tuesday, the link for that will be available. It will be available starting on Tuesday because I realized if I put links out too early, y'all start jumping into it like I got an early copy of something. I'm just putting it available on Tuesday so you can go in and set, your reminders, set your, put it into your calendar and stuff like that. So, as always, each one reach one, each one teach one. Urbane Fontaine. Boy, I done
You
told
gonna get that muzzle on if you don't cut it out.
He got it on. You are white passive, but I'm about to remind you that you in a. Oh, you keep backing up, acting like you about that life. Come on, come on, come on over here. Your daddy trying to save your ass. Go get saved. 'Cause at this point, Jesus can't even save you. But as always, y'all,
we love y'all out there in TV land.
yeah.
but everybody be good. Also, what is it? Are we gonna do 7 or 8 on Friday?
We'll talk about it and figure it out this week.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure we'll have to start early.
Yeah, because I at least want to do 2 episodes, just 2.
Yeah.
Just 2.
So
We're not gonna do the whole season. That don't get us twisted. We ain't doing the whole season. Just
we'll
2
do
episodes. That's it.
But we will discuss, and I will let you all know what time. And it'll be probably tomorrow or Tuesday. If you don't sit your white passing little motherfucking ass down, look, Queenie, I ain't playing with you. All my life, I done had to fight.
Oh, I'm done.
Bitch, the cops ain't gonna arrest you, but they'll arrest my chocolate ass. Shut the fuck up.
Good Lord.
As always, each one teach one, each one reach one. Till next time.